know, but through grace of God and hardcore training, baby, back in action. American International 2011. Yeah. You know, I came across an old Lee Haney concept sometime last year, and he talked about stimulate, don't annihilate. And you know, coming from a football background, I've always trained myself, you know, to annihilate. So every time I would come to the gym, I would just annihilate myself and see how much I could deadlift, see how much I could squat, and just never really, you know, I was strong, you know, but I never really saw my physique, you know, get fuller and get rounder like a bodybuilder, you know. And so I started doing more volume and more frequency, and I would hit my bad body parts like 2, sometimes even 3 times a week, and I'd cut down on the volume just, you know, slightly. But you know, one day I might go a lot heavier, some compound movements. The other day I might, you know, go a little bit lighter. I'll never go super light, but you know, one day I might concentrate a lot more on supersetting and whatnot. But so basically this year, you know, I took my arms and my shoulders and my calves and a little bit of back too. I would train, like I said, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 days a week, obviously with a day or 2 rest between. But I feel like that really worked for me. That really worked for me, you know. And you know, I think for me, you know, higher volume works. You know, I need for me to grow, I need at least, like, you know, 4, 5, 6 sets per exercise. For me to get anywhere, but like I said, I train as heavy as possible, but you know, form has always been my you know, my main thing. So basically what I like to do is you know, sometimes usually my training split for most of the season was back Monday and back Friday, and then on Tuesday I would hit chest, Wednesday I would hit shoulders and traps, Thursdays I'd always take off, and then on Saturday I would hit quads, and then on Tuesday evenings I would hit hamstrings, and then either I would hit biceps immediately after back on Monday, or I would hit it later that evening. You know, when I got off work, I'd do back in the, you know, middle of the day, and I'd hit back when I got off. I mean, I'd hit biceps when I got off work. I feel like that worked for me too. You know, I was able to get a couple meals between each workout. You know, do like a good little 30-minute routine at the end of the day just to push a lot of blood into the smaller muscle group. And you know, and then like on Wednesdays, you know, I would do shoulders and traps, and then later in that evening I would hit triceps. Same thing when I, you know, shoulders and traps middle of the day, and in that evening I would hit triceps, and that would work for me too, you know. And I think for my arms especially, my arms is another really bad body part for me, so stepping up the frequency really has been my, I think that's been my focal point, that's been my savior for this past off season. So as far as supplements go, I'd taking a ton of glutamine, a lot of branch chains, started taking a lot of L-arginine, MHP supplement, N-O-Bomb. It's a great supplement, and their branch chains, IsoFast, Whey Isolate, and then this past year I used a lot of Dark Rage and Vitargo as my intro workout carbohydrate, and then now when I'm dieting I use a lot of Extend. You know, I drink a lot of Extend through my workout. You know, it just helps me to get the water down, helps me to get that steady trickling of aminos, and I don't know, man, just the taste, you know, it helps me, you know, feel better mentally a little bit too. Keeps me from chewing gum and, you know, wanting sweet things throughout the day. So I don't know, man, hopefully I gave you guys a little bit of insight. You know, I could get a little more in depth on actual, you know, how many reps I'm doing and how many ounces of meat I'm eating, but I'm not going to bore you with all that. You know, it's, you know, I'm sure you guys hear enough bodybuilders, you know, talk about chicken and steak and yada yada, but if you want to know the actual details, you can always email me. Definitely want to give a couple shout outs. First and foremost, Powerhouse, my home gym, and where I have my office located, and where I personal train out of, Powerhouse in downtown Tampa Bay. Arguably the best gym in the nation, without a doubt. The East Coast and Southeast. My boys Matt and Johnny and Eddie, the owners. Like my family, and I can't thank them enough for just welcoming me into their the Powerhouse family with open arms and being extremely generous. And great guys to work with and work for, and so can't thank them enough. A couple of my sponsors, definitely MHP, MHP supplements. They signed me last year, and unbelievable company, great supplements, great organization, treat their athletes very well. I'm very proud MHP athlete, and look forward to making them proud. My shows this year. A couple of sponsors, Smoothie Junction, local-based company here out of Clearwater. Great. They hooked me up on supplements, smoothies, wraps, everything. Great company. Look them up, Smoothie Junction, if you're in town in the Tampa area. And then Infinite Vitality. My boy Dr. Brian Wolstein stays on top of my my blood work and my vitals and whatnot, making sure that my body's healthy and running smoothly, and does my DEXA scans, check my body fat, and make sure I'm dialed in there. Like I said, I'm working with Don Long this year. So he's, giving me some different angles, some old school science that, I think is extremely important. And so it's been a good, working with him so far, and great guy. And like I said, my two workout partners, my two boys in the trenches, Marcus the Comet Haley and Ben Pikowski, both IFBB pros. Those are my homies right there. We've been grinding now for couple months. I've been training with Marcus actually on and off for a couple years, and then Ben just moved from Canada down to Tampa here about 3-4 months ago, and so that's been awesome, man. Really great opportunity to work with two pros. Like I said, as an amateur, I don't think I can get better exposure to the real deal bodybuilding scene, and working out with those two guys. We push each other to the limits, that's for sure. I mean, our workouts have been pretty epic. I thought I've trained hard and trained insane over the years, but when we get together, it's like the synergy is just crazy. Our workouts are, retarded. Definitely, if you get a chance, just go on my site, RyanWatsonFitness.com. Thank you very much to Mr. Bleckman for having me part of his program in the trenches, being able to, showcase my profile and who I am as a up-and-coming amateur. I want to give a shout out to Sean Ray. He gave me some